Salutation comment, how you guys doing? Welcome to my first ever Doctor Who review. Initially I was going to start on Peter Capaldi's run, but I never got around to it, so I thought I'd start on Jodie Whittaker's. My name is Abdin, if you guys didn't know, and this is my review of The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Okay, first things first, I'm going to just say I really enjoyed this episode. I know there's a lot of naysayers saying, oh, they didn't really enjoy it or anything like that, but like, I know a fair few people that weren't interested in Doctor Who or stopped watching Doctor Who, and they tuned in to watch it and they really enjoyed it. I kind of judge this episode as like a brand new drama. That's the way I kind of saw it as. So that's the reason why, as like a opening episode, I just thought it was really good. I thought it was like a smart tactical decision that they started the episode with the group and like built the group dynamic beforehand, before like introducing the Doctor, because we already know the Doctor and we know what she is like. We know that she's the alien. It's just that we don't know this new reincarnation of her. So I like the fact that we started on like Ryan's vlog, right, his YouTube vlog, and I was just like, oh shit, because like, obviously, you know, when we were watching it, we were just thinking, oh, he's talking about the Doctor, and obviously towards the end we kind of know who he's talking about. So I like the group dynamic. I like the fact that everyone knows each other. Like Ryan and Yaz know each other from primary school, and Graham is Ryan's step granddad. So that's the reason why. So I like the fact that everything's kind of tight knit, because usually, you know, we've had Doctor Who and it's sort of been like really big and bombastic and stuff. So I just felt like this episode was quite tight knit and it was all about family. You know what, right? This episode, it kind of felt like a adult Sarah Jane Adventures, if that kind of makes sense. Like it wasn't Torchwood per se, because Torchwood was all about drug and sex and like that, but it was a bit more like darker in the sense, and it kind of reminded me of Sarah Jane Adventures. And now, speaking of the darkness of the episode, I bloody love the fact that this episode has got so many kill counts. Like, I think there's like bloody, what is it, five kill counts already? There's like Rahul's sister who got abducted, like supposedly. There's Rahul, the engineer mechanic guy. There's the kebab guy who's like just chicken kebab. Like, I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be chicken kebab at a random person, might knock you out. Just don't do that. But he did it. There's that sweet old security man who's just talking to his granddaughter, and then obviously he gets like kind of murdered, and I'm just like, oh no, you know, that sweet old man. And then obviously there's Ryan's grandma. Spoilers for you guys right there. This is a bit of a dark joke. Would you guys reckon that the episode was called The Woman Who Fell to Earth because Ryan's grandma, Grace, she kind of fell down to Earth and sort of died? Oh, my humor. I bloody love the way that this episode was shot. It's like the most cinematic that Doctor Who's been. Do you know how like the 50th anniversary, they made it really cinematic and everything? I like the fact that the whole Who team just made sure that it was shot beautifully and it was edited quite well, and the fact that everything looked really cinematic, and the aspect ratio as well. They changed the aspect ratio, and you know what, normally I don't like it when they're quite inconsistent with aspect ratios, but I think it really works, especially because they're trying to get the new drama kind of feel for this episode. So I really enjoyed the fact that they just worked their asses off just to make it seem really cinematic and everything. And speaking of making it look quite cinematic, that makeup on Tim Shaw. Tim Shaw. Also, do you know what's quite funny, right? That she credited Tim Shaw as like Tim Shaw. Like, that's not his real name. That's what, you know, the Doctor calls him. But they credited Tim Shaw as like Tim Shaw, you know. But like the fact that there's like massive close-ups on him and the teeth thing, right? That's like really, really gross. But like, they've got balls to do a close-up because they know like the makeup looks good, you know. Speaking of the actual villain, I think Tim Shaw worked well for this episode because the Doctor's just regenerated and she's not working properly and she's just a bit like all over the place. I think the fact that this Tim Shaw Predator kind of alien works well because the Doctor isn't full, like 100% as an individual at the moment. I think it worked well in this sort of tight episode. You know what, right? I really dug Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. She kind of reminded me of that kind of David Tennant sort of Matt Smithy kind of vibe. I heard some Americans are like, oh, I don't like that accent or whatever, but I'm just like, it's a Yorkshire accent, it's fine. You know, it doesn't really bother me because obviously Yorkshire's quite near to me. So I'm from Lancashire, but the Yorkshire's quite near to me. So I'm just like, that's fine by me, you know. Do you want right as well? During the Doctor, don't you think she kind of pulls off Capaldi's old costume when she's wearing it? And I'm just like, oh yeah, I like completely forgot that's not her outfit. And I'm just like, yeah, she kind of pulls it off. And obviously towards the end when she's wearing her costume, it's like, oh yeah, she can get brightly coloured now. I think one of the things that I really like about this Doctor is the fact that she's really hands-on. She's quite hands-on with everything. Like, she's asking questions, as the Doctor always does. She's hands-on in terms of like making shit. It kind of reminds me of like David Tennant, you know, when he's making that little timey-wimey detector. This one, she actually makes her own sonic screwdriver. Well, Swiss Army Sonic. Initially, when I saw the sonic screwdriver picture, I was like, it looked kind of ugly, you know. But because of the episode, I don't think I really mind because she kind of made it hands-on with spoons and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, fair enough. It's really practical. Like, she's in that kind of way. I like the fact that this Doctor is still the same in the sense that innocent lives are what matter to her first. You know, when she got all the bombs off all her friends, right? Of the whole group, when she confronts Tim Shaw, right? And she's like talking to him and get him to explain his plan and all that. And she's got her little device and she's like, oh, I'm going to destroy your way to get back home, you know, if you don't leave Earth. She was asking, oh, has has Carl still got the bomb on? Initially, I didn't notice that at first, and then afterwards, I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, the reason why she's asking is because if Tim Shaw like presses the bomb, then Carl's gonna die. Carl's gonna die. So she asks, has he got it on? And he's like, no, obviously, because he's getting hunted. He's the prize, he's the trophy. So he doesn't really need it. I really like the comedy in this episode as well. I like when Carl's, he's got his little mantra where he's saying, I am special, I am needed. There's someone looking out for me, and and then when he's on the crane and he's saying the same thing, I am special, I am needed, and there's someone out there looking out for me. Just before he says that, there's Tim Shaw outside, So I really like that part. The thing with Grace's death, I think I kind of figured out quite early on. Once I figured out what is the relationship between all the characters, and then you're like, okay, that's Grace, Ryan's gran. I'm like, I was like, oh, I bet you she's gonna die somewhere or something like that. I also like the fact that they didn't show the TARDIS in the first episode, because it gives a good reason. To go into the second episode. At the end of the episode, we're watching the Doctor trying to find a way to get back to her TARDIS, and then obviously she's like quite hands-on, and she's trying to find a way to teleport herself near the TARDIS, right? And so I like the fact that, and I saw this coming as well. I was like, I like the fact that she's trying to do it, and obviously she's still making mistakes, she's still making mistakes, and she like zaps everyone, and then everyone goes with her. So I like the fact that they did that. All in all, right, I really enjoyed this episode. I just thought it was really well made, especially for like, if it was a pilot episode, I think this first episode better than I think all of them, I think. Because the 11th hour, Smith's first episode, I was kind of biased because at that time I wasn't ready for him, but that was a good episode itself. But I think this episode is best compared to like Rose, Christmas Invasion, Deep Breath. I feel like it's a proper pilot episode. I feel like anyone can jump on. But yeah, that's my review of Doctor Who Series 11, The Woman Who Fell to Earth, Episode 1. Sorry, I've been like all over the place with this review. It's sort of my thoughts. I didn't write anything down. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this review, and if you want me to do more reviews, please click on the subscribe button below, and subscribe to my other channel. It's just called King Khan Abs, and follow my social medias. So I've got something to make you guys quite jealous. I've got Jodie Whittaker's autograph. It says, "To Abdin, best wishes, Jodie Whittaker." So how cool is that? I'm really glad that I got this, and it's from a friend, by the way. So my friend got it for me, and yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that. Please excuse my mess. I'm constantly traveling, and I'm doing like little acting jobs here and there. So I'm constantly have to like travel, grab my stuff and everything, and go. So please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And remember, guys, geeks are cool. So love, peace, and feel chandar. Okay. Bye!